We spent 4 months, tens of thousands of dollars, about 8 people all working together to launch this product. And within 5 minutes of it launching, I knew it was a failure. Hey, what's up? It's Zach, and this is a story about going through failure, but actually flipping the mindset to use a seemingly massive failure to catapult into a big next step. We were about 4 years into Live a Great Story, and we have done so much with the brand. We had media, we had events, we had taken people on trips, and we're like, what's the next step? We're getting a little bit too scattered. We've tried all these things. Let's get really focused and find something that we can really dig into, bring to life, and come up with an idea that's kind of our flagship product. So essentially what we came up with was a subscription accountability journal, pen and paper. So it was offline, no screens, no clicking or scrolling or emails. It was a pen and paper tool that you can grab, go sit in your room by yourself, put your phone in the other room, and have a conversation about what's important with you. And then we're going to have a subscription angle. So every month, another follow-up subsequent chapter would show up in the mailbox to help keep you on track. So we started developing it. 4 of us built our own versions, pen and paper. We scratched it out. We were tearing things out, sharing ideas, building kind of a rough prototype. We took all 4 of ours, put it into one idea. Then we gave it to a designer. The designer took it, came up with a rough copy. We printed 400 of them, sent them all out into the world for testing. We had testing, iteration, test, iteration. We had so much testing that came back. People loved the idea. We started coming up with this Kickstarter. We were following all of the exact rules for how to launch a successful 6-figure Kickstarter. We were so excited. We were testing this new strategy with ManyChat and Facebook Messenger, and we're just like so confident that this idea was going to come to life. So we worked on it and we worked on it and we worked on it, and we're investing money. We hired a designer, we hired other people, Facebook marketers, all of these things. We're spending so much money on ads, and then super excited, the big day was coming. We had a kind of a semi-informal launch party at Native Hostel here in Austin. A bunch of people showed up. We had 20 to 30 people all rallying with us to support this launch. And at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday here in Austin, Texas, I pushed launch on the Kickstarter. Months and months of work, so much time, so many conversations, so much testing, so much went into this product. We're so confident that this was gonna work. Like I just knew it. All the money that we spent, all of it, it was gonna fly. And I pushed launch. For all practical purposes, crickets. What was supposed to happen, what was this tested Kickstarter strategy of building a list, launching to an engaged list, selling kind of a super early bird discount, all of the things that were supposed to happen didn't happen. And almost immediately knew that this was not gonna work out. People weren't gonna buy it, something was wrong, the strategy didn't work, the execution was not the right setup, not the right formula. And so we're at this party with 30 people congratulating me on launching this product, and inside I just am devastated that all of this work, all of this energy, all of this money that went into this idea was pretty much not gonna work out. So everybody's congratulating me, high five, congrats man, this is awesome. And inside I'm just like, and it was really hard. I didn't know what was next. We were tens of thousands of dollars in debt at this point. I had put a bunch of money on credit cards, and we had really invested so much time. This was going to be our thing. Like this was gonna be our flagship product. This was gonna sell, $100,000 worth of copies. We were gonna have a subscription. It was gonna be a monthly revenue. We were gonna scale it, millions of dollars, all these things. No, it's not gonna happen. What this did was made me go back to the drawing boards, to go back to my internal, my vision, my understanding, my story, and realize that there was no way out of this. No one was gonna come save me. No one was gonna come pay off my credit card debt. No one was gonna come write me a check for equity in the company. For all practical purposes, we weren't worth anything at this point. All of our sales and stuff were completely backtracked past negatives into the negative numbers because it just didn't work. So I had to fix it. I had to come up with something. I had to do, my back was against the wall, and I had to come up with a strategy to climb myself out of this hole that I had dug ourselves into. But what was really cool is that all of these lessons that came out of this seeming failure resulted in the last 3 months being the biggest growth that Live a Great Story has ever seen. So we took all of this failure, all of these lessons, all of this experience, all of the mistakes, and I rebuilt the website. We switched to Shopify, and we just said, we're gonna sell stuff. Like, people like the product, people like the stickers, people like the shirts. We have to sell in order to get out of the debt that we owe and to scale this company into what it can become. And putting that back against the wall and knowing that we have to sell and we have to make money gave me laser focus and resulted in this insane growth trajectory that never would have expected or never would have anticipated. I anticipated it, but I didn't see it happening like this. So what seemingly was a failure, a massive stumble, almost a complete, almost the end of Live a Great Story, end up resulting in this kind of springboard of overcoming that failure and projecting into something that is so far an amazing growth trajectory. And it just is crazy to think that in that moment of pushing that and sitting there and looking at the Kickstarter and realizing like, oh my God, this is not gonna work, to now what we're doing and bringing on other people and being able to outsource and actually pay people what they're worth and starting to bring on contract workers and thinking about scaling in all these areas from there to now. It's almost wild to think about. And it just really makes me excited to know that personally, that going through that and really like firsthand suffering and being confused and lost and unsure and uncertain, but knowing that I had what it took to do it and I had to do it. There was not another option. It's just really cool. And I'm super stoked to be able to share this story because I think all of us are in circumstances where, we stumble, we fall, we don't think that there's gonna be there's hope. We're kind of SOL, but if you just keep pushing and keep trusting yourself and keep moving forward and using that failure as a lesson, there's infinite opportunity. And it's just all about keeping going, pick yourself up, dust your shoulder off, keep moving, it'll work itself out.